Hey there, my friend, let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the morning, looked in the mirror, and thought, is this really what getting older has to feel like? Maybe your joints creak a little louder these days. Maybe you feel that afternoon slump hitting harder than it used to. Or maybe you've started worrying, quietly, in the back of your mind, about whether you'll get to enjoy those golden years you've worked so hard for. Well, I'm here to tell you something important. Aging doesn't have to mean declining. In fact, science is shouting from the rooftops that how you age is not just luck or genetics. It's about the choices you make every single day. And today we're going to talk about 5 simple, powerful habits that can add years, yes, years, to your life. Habits that'll help you feel stronger, sharper, and more alive than you've felt in decades. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I'm already in my 60s, 70s. Isn't it too late to change? Let me stop you right there. Some of the most inspiring research out there shows that it's never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80, your body is still listening. It's still ready to respond. And the best part? These habits aren't about drastic diets or running marathons. They're small, doable changes that fit into your life as it is right now. So let's dive in. We'll start with the first 2 habits, the ones I call the foundation of longevity. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be itching to try them out. Habit number 1, move like your life depends on it, because it does. Let's talk about movement, not exercise. That word can feel intimidating, right? I'm talking about movement, the kind that keeps your body fluid, your muscles engaged, and your heart happy. Here's the truth. Sitting too much isn't just uncomfortable. It's quietly shortening your lifespan. Studies show that adults over 60 who sit for more than 8 hours a day have a 60% higher risk of heart disease. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. My neighbor, Helen, is 78 and swears by her 10-minute rule. Every hour she gets up and moves for just 10 minutes. Sometimes she walks around her garden. Other times, she dances to her favorite oldies in the living room. And guess what? Her arthritis pain has eased, her blood pressure's improved, and she's even sleeping better. The science backs this up. Researchers at Harvard found that seniors who added just 15 minutes of light movement to their day, gardening, stretching, even folding laundry, had a 22% lower risk of early death. So start small. Set a timer. Walk to the mailbox and back. Do a lap around the kitchen while your tea brews. Your body craves motion, and every little bit counts. Habit number 2, hydrate like it's your job. Now let's talk about something we all forget as we age, water. Yep, plain old H2O. As we get older, our sense of thirst dulls. We might go hours without a sip and not even realize it. But dehydration is sneaky. It zaps your energy, clouds your thinking, and even strains your kidneys. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who drank just 5 glasses of water a day had a 41% lower risk of heart failure compared to those who drank less. But here's the trick. Don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, you're already dehydrated. Keep a water bottle nearby, one with measurements, so you can track your sips. Add a slice of lemon or cucumber if plain water feels boring. And if you're thinking, but I don't want to be running to the bathroom all day, here's a pro tip. Finish most of your water by mid-afternoon. That way, you'll stay hydrated without the nighttime interruptions. Oh, and don't forget foods with high water content. A bowl of watermelon, a crisp cucumber salad, or even a mug of broth can boost your hydration without feeling like a chore. Now I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself a year from now. You're moving easier, feeling lighter, maybe even laughing with your grandkids without that nagging ache in your knees. That future is possible, and it starts with these small daily choices. But we're just getting started. Because the next habit we'll talk about, it's one that most seniors overlook, yet it's directly tied to living longer, sharper, and happier. In fact, it's so powerful that centenarians, people who've lived past 100, swear by it. So, my friend, we've talked about moving more and staying hydrated. Two simple habits that can literally add years to your life. But what's next? Well, let me tell you about a habit that's often overlooked, even though it's just as important as eating right or exercising. In fact, if you ignore this one, it can undo all your hard work. Habit number 3, nourish your relationships. Like a lifeline, here's the truth. Loneliness isn't just sad, it's deadly. Scientists have found that chronic loneliness increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, and early death by 26%. That's as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But here's the flip side. Strong social connections can boost your immune system, sharpen your mind, and even help you recover faster from illness. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but my friends have moved away, or my family's busy. Let me share a story. My buddy Harold, who's 82, lost his wife a few years back. For months, he barely left the house. Then, on a whim, he joined a weekly book club at the library. Fast forward a year. Harold's not just reading, he's laughing, debating, and even planning road trips with his new friends. His doctor told him his blood pressure dropped 20 points, no medication needed. The lesson? You don't need a huge circle. Just one or two meaningful connections can change everything. Call an old friend while you're folding laundry. Join a gardening group, even waving to your mail carrier counts. And if you're tech savvy, try video calls with grandkids. They'll love teaching you emojis. Oh, and here's a pro tip from the blue zones, places where people live to 100, build a moai. That's an Okinawan tradition where a small group of friends commits to supporting each other for life. It's not just about companionship. It's about knowing someone's got your back, no matter what. Habit number 4. Protect your sleep like it's gold. Let's talk about sleep. Not the I doze off in my recliner kind, but real restorative sleep. As we age, sleep can feel elusive. Maybe you wake up at 3 a.m. or struggle to fall asleep. But here's the kicker. Poor sleep is linked to Alzheimer's, weight gain, and even falls. A study in the Sleep Foundation Journal found that seniors who slept less than 6 hours a night had a 30% higher risk of developing dementia. But don't panic. This isn't about forcing yourself to sleep 8 hours. It's about quality. Start with your bedtime routine. Margaret, a viewer who's 74, told me she used to watch crime shows right before bed. No wonder she couldn't sleep. She switched to reading mysteries, the cozy kind, no murders, and sipping chamomile tea. Now, she's out like a light by 10 p.m. Here's your action plan. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool. Around 65 Vobajul is ideal. And avoid heavy meals or alcohol after 7 p.m. Yes, even that nightcap. It might help you fall asleep, but it wrecks your sleep cycles. If you're still struggling, try the 10-3-2-1 rule. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine. 3 hours, no food. 2 hours, no work. 1 hour, no screens. It's like a lullaby for your brain. Habit number 5. Cultivate purpose like it's oxygen. Let me tell you about Maria. She's 101 years old, lives in a small village in Sardinia, and still tends to her sheep every single morning. When researchers asked her the secret to her long, vibrant life, she shrugged and said, "Who else is going to feed my sheep?" That simple sense of purpose, knowing she's needed, has kept her going strong for over a century. Science calls this the ikigai effect. In Japan, where lifespans are among the longest in the world, ikigai means your reason to wake up in the morning. It could be caring for a pet, volunteering, mentoring grandkids, or even growing tomatoes. A study in The Lancet found that seniors with a strong sense of purpose had a 30% lower risk of dying early, even if they started cultivating it late in life. But here's the thing, purpose doesn't have to be grand. My friend Ed, who's 68, retired last year and felt lost. Then he started baking bread for his neighbors every Sunday. Now he says, those loaves aren't just bread, they're my way of saying, I'm still here and I still matter. So, ask yourself, what makes me feel truly alive? Maybe it's teaching your grandchild to fish. Maybe it's writing letters to soldiers overseas. Maybe it's tending a windowsill herb garden. Whatever it is, lean into it, because when you wake up with a reason, your body and soul rise to meet it, bringing it all together. Now let's take a step back. We've walked through 5 habits: movement, hydration, connection, sleep, and purpose. But here's what I really want you to take away. You don't have to do all of these perfectly. Start with one, just one. Maybe today you'll drink an extra glass of water. Tomorrow you'll call an old friend. Next week you'll join a walking group. Small steps add up to massive changes over time. I'll never forget a letter I got from a viewer named Carol. She's 72, and said, I started with habit number 1, moving for 10 minutes every hour. Now, 6 months later, I'm hiking with my daughter. Again, I'm not just living longer, I'm living better. That's the power of these habits. They're not about adding years to your life, they're about adding life to your years. More energy for grandkids, more clarity for crossword puzzles, more joy in the quiet moments like sipping coffee on the porch or watching the sunrise. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick one habit that resonates with you right now, today, and give it a try. Then come back here and tell me how it went. I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear your story. Maybe your tip will inspire someone else to take that first step. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. Aging isn't the enemy, it's a privilege, one that lets us share our wisdom, our love, and our laughter with the world. So let's stop fearing the years and start embracing them. Let's make every day a chance to thrive, not just survive. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button and share it with a friend who needs a little inspiration. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. We're building a community of folks who believe that life after 60 isn't about slowing down. It's about stepping into your fullest, brightest self. Thank you for spending this time with me. Now go out there and show the world what 60, 70, 80, and beyond really looks like. Here's to your health, your joy, and the incredible journey ahead.
Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments give us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us to continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.